on him!
Welcome to Fish North Georgia's The Guide. Here's Wes Wilson.
What's up, guys? Wes Wilson coming through your Fish North Georgia. Hey, we fished a tournament out on Bear Creek yesterday. I'm going to give you a breakdown on how it went. We got out that morning at 6 a.m. The water temp was like 80.7. I mean, it's kind of on the hot side from some of the other lakes I'd been seeing. I mean, we come off Lake Burton the other night and it's 74 to 75. We've seen water temps on up in the 83 to 84. On further up into the day, we had an overcast morning starting out. Had some big fog roll in about 8 o'clock. The fog and the clouds and that cloudier condition kind of wore off about 10:30, 11. It opened up to a partly cloudy day. Sun, it was pretty toasty. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I think it was like 90, 91 maybe. Pretty toasty. I mean, I jumped in the lake twice. Yeah, I'm that guy. When it gets hot, I'll get in and cool off. Started out yesterday morning, with a Strike King. I think this is called the double attack or something buzz bait, but it's the only buzz bait I throw. I love this buzz bait. I believe in this buzz bait. I've caught big fish on this buzz bait. I've won tournaments on this buzz bait. I believe in this guy. I throw it right out of the package. I don't change anything. They put an extra hook on there. Everything. I don't change anything. I mean, I pulled this straight off the rod. I don't change a thing. Only thing I do is mess with the blades out of the pack. See how they sound. The clackier and louder and more clang and bang that it's got to it, the more I like it. I believe in these, in the buzz bait, especially one of this caliber, really aggravates the fish to a sense. It will make that fish want to kill this bait. And notice I say kill, not eat, but they will eat it. But I have seen a lot of times, I believe that it just really pisses the fish off. He just wants that thing to shut up. So he just, especially if you go over his head once or twice, 3 times sometimes, I feel they just want to kill it. They just want that to shut up. I mean, I work construction. There's a lot of equipment running. Most of the time I'm like that. I put my headphones in, just shut up. I don't want to hear it. I believe that's a lot of action of what I get with that. The other thing, I did go to catching them on that morning. We didn't have a big limit. I think we had 7 pounds in all. You know, it was a points tournament with Southern Outcast, and we really just needed to get points. We wanted to win, but everybody knows how Bear Creek can be. I think it took a little over 11 pounds to win, which isn't a huge weight, but it's good weight, I think, for Bear Creek. And it was a tough day, guys. We did really good to get a limit. We caught fish. We caught a lot of shorts. We did catch fish. We didn't catch great quality fish, but hey, we did our job. We got our points. Let's move on to the next one. It is what it is. But all of you guys know how my A-rig setup goes. I've already got it expanded out. It was collapsed on the rod, held on by the fish grabber. Y'all seen the other video, y'all know the tip on that. It works good for holding these A-rigs on a rod. Y'all know my rod setup. It's a heavy rod, Abu Garcia Vengeance, loose speed spool, high speed reel. Something you can really get that bait moving if you need to. And a lot of the times, I'll tell you how I do on my retrieve with this bait. I slow roll it. I'll vary where it is in the water column by my rod, having it up, down, low. It just depends. I'll slow roll it. And a lot of the time, sometimes you'll see me, if you ever watch me out on the water, I'll twitch it. And that's really to get this bait to expand, or to collapse and expand. Collapse and expand. I want that thing, if there's a fish tracking it, and what I mean by tracking it, if this is coming through the water and there's just a fish cruising behind it just watching it, or up under it just watching it, and that thing collapses, he likes that. A lot of fish will just, that's a trigger point for him. I just twitch it, pull it real hard, twitch it, get it to clap, catch back up to it, go back to slow reeling it. This is a Georgia Blade A-rig. I had another A-rig that I was throwing after about 50 fish on it, and a lot of big fish. I finally had an arm break, but hey, these things are the best A-rig on the market. Pam and Mike over at Georgia Blade make a awesome product. Love this A-rig. My go-to, no doubt. It never fails. I've put some big fish in the boat with this guy. I pair on this A-rig with these Castleberry Speed Heads, and these guys with these Barbarian hooks in them. Ooh, these hooks, I mean, check the style out on those guys. I don't have the best camera equipment or anything, but we're working with it. I'm building a room just for doing these videos, so my video quality is going to get better. But back to the baits. The Castleberry Speedhead is awesome. You see these or some of them are chipped, some of them are just bare. They're just bare because I don't really think that fish is paying that much attention to that head when it's coming by the water and there's that much flash and that much gaudy to it. I want it to be flashy as it can be. So I told Bryson, look, man, I just need some speedheads. Just get me, a good amount of them. I don't care if they've been cured. I don't care what. The ones that have been cured, and I've got a pack right here, these guys are absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. This one don't have a blade on it, but I'll show you what the heads look like when they're cured and painted and everything. I mean, these guys are absolutely beautiful. That one doesn't have a blade to it, but awesome baits right there from Castleberry. You can pick those up on fishnorthgeorgia.com. Has the Georgia Blade and everything, and Castleberry lureco.com has the speedheads. Great baits. What I use on those, and you can see, I don't follow. I never throw. I may have two on there that are the same swim bait, the same color. I never throw the same color on my A-rigs. I always have a mixed variety, just because I want it to have a more colorful, more pattern to it than just a big white flash coming through the water. I want it to have a mixed color to it, if that makes sense to you. A lot that I throw on these are the Kitex, the Swim Pack, or Swing Impact Fat. I'm going to get all these names right, and these are just the ones that are infused with the squid juice. They put off a lot of scent. There's one in the pack in that. It's kind of the greener color. I really like those. The Speed Shad from Bass Pro, kind of in the smoke shad color. I did switch up and start putting some of these on my speed heads and stuff. It's the Z Swim from Zoom, just the all white and the 3.8 inch. They're great baits also. I'm trying to find the other ones. My Lanier baits, and the packaging has got kind of scratched on it. I don't know if it got wet or something, but the Lanier baits Disco Shad. These little guys are awesome for a speed swim, for a speed head and an A-rig, or even trailers for your spinner baits and different things. And I mean, all these swim baits you see we throw on the spinner baits. I want to mention these also because we did catch fish on the Castleberry spinner baits. But little Disco Shad from Lanier Baits is another awesome swim bait. These are all packs I'm picking up out of the boat that we have used. You can see there's a bunch laying all over the boat that have been used, empty packs all over the place. Great baits to use though. These swim baits are awesome, really good. Another pack of the Kitex. These are the 3.3 inch. Great baits, kind of in that smoke shad color. Awesome baits. Another swim bait that I've picked up and been playing with. I've got a few bites on it, but I haven't thrown it as much because they're not my confident. But they're starting to wear there, are the Z-Man Minnows Z's, and these are in the Slam Shady. Picked these up and I thought these were awesome little elastic swim baits. Great baits to try and use. You did see I took one of the Super Fluke Juniors, the Swimming Super Fluke Juniors, and the White Pearls from Zoom. Another good swim baits. I mix. You can see I've got a lot of swim baits because I don't throw the same one on it. I believe they all give off a different vibration coming through the water, and I kind of play with which ones are working the best at which days. And some companies have certain colors that I like that others don't. or certain profiles, which are great baits. The other ones that we were catching, that did catch a few fish on, are the Shaky Heads, the screwballs from Castleberry. I mean, look at that. If it'll focus in, if I can get away from it. That head is still perfect. Caught some good fish on it. Beat it on rocks and timber, and I mean, you can drag this thing across the concrete. That head ain't gonna chip. It ain't gonna scratch. When it comes out of the water looking like this head right here, just shiny, pretty, bald head, you can't beat that, guys. That's double cured pattern. They make them in a like a what does he call it? Magnum or a screwball mag that has the big barbarian hook in it. The worm, I like to fish on it, and I've got to find the packaging real quick. Bear with me, because I have set them down somewhere, and I know they're here. These are called the Money Shaker by Trickster. Right beside me. These are called the Money Shaker by Trickster. Trickster Custom Baits. Great baits. This little worm right here, I throwed it on the Carolina rig. I throwed it on the screw head, the screw balls. Awesome worms to fish. I think I caught 1 or 2 fish on it. What else? You know, I just mentioned the Carolina rig, and this is what I switched up throwing on the Carolina rig. I put the Ultra Vibe Speed Crawl on it. You can see I use a heavy rod, big 1 ounce, ½ ounce sinker, glass, you know, not a glass bead, but a plastic bead. And if you're going to throw a Carolina rig, guys, these are like, you know, everybody uses the bobber stops, and I'll put 2 bobber stops on the top, and I'll actually do a breakdown on my Carolina rig setup one day and just throw the video on there. But these are called Carolina Keepers, and if you're going to throw a Carolina rig, these are a need to be. These are a have to have. Perfect for a Carolina rig. I'll do a breakdown on all certain baits here later on. Another bait that performed really well, and I know Aaron Bland actually fished it and got second place on it. I think he had 11.05. Is the Candy Apple jig from Castleberry. I mean, look, we're saying it again, guys. These things are still perfect, pristine, and they've caught a bunch of fish. They're still tight on the rod. Of course, again, that's paired with that Ultra Vibe Speed Crawl and the green pumpkin and stuff from Zoom. That's just my go-to trailer. I love it. It's versatile. I mean, you see, I've got it on a Carolina rig. I have it on a jig. You can take and fish that bait. I mean, you sure you could put it on a shaky head or screwballs and fish it that way. It's a very versatile bait. We ended up going out through the day and finding a little bit of a shallower bite where we could actually pick up some keepers to fill a limit. And the way we attack that is using the Trickster, what do they call these? Tricky Shad Chrome. And these are also made by Trickster Custom Baits. Awesome baits, awesome flukes. We caught them on those, and we caught them on the white pearls, just the split tail fluke from Zoom. I mean, we picked up on a good shallow bite with those. Ended up filling a limit to a tough day. The ones that we did really boat a lot of fish on, a lot of our fish for our limits, were the Castleberry spinnerbaits. You can't go wrong with these guys. I mean, the Highlander is an awesome spinnerbait. You can pick that up exclusively at fishnorthgeorgia.com. Great spinnerbaits. You can't get these things to lay over. They get eat. Look, I'm like gripping that thing, and it pops right back out into where it's supposed to be. Great baits, great spinnerbaits. The injured herring, and this also is on fishnorthgeorgia.com. Awesome spinnerbaits. I don't fish anything other than those. Those are great. While I've got you still listening to me, you know it's hot. It's summertime. I'm going to show you some products right here. I'm going to show you another one that you're going to need after you throw that A-rig all day like I did. You're going to need it. This one right here, BioFreeze. And yes, this is a fishing video, and I'm going to show you a tube of BioFreeze, because when you get home after throwing that A-rig all day and catching fish on it, you're going to need some of that. You don't get guns like these by lifting weights. You get guns like these by throwing an A-rig all day. Yeah, I said it. I love throwing the A-rig, and you're going to be sore if you're not used to it. So grab you a bottle of that. But we are getting into the hot dog days of summer. You know, we'll go through June, July, August. It gets hot. Fish cure is one of my most important things on my boat. Two products I really truly believe in is the Rejuvenate. Awesome product. You take a little out, it's a powder formula, sprinkle it in. It's a great product. My ultimate go-to for live well treatment is the G-Juice. You know, Gerald Swindle himself. This is like the ultimate stuff, and I'll give you some tips on what I do with these in a later video with the G-Juice. Let's just say I freeze it, and I'll show you how in another video on what I do. Another thing that I also do, I take 1 liter bottles of water or smaller bottles of water, depending on what size your live well is, what gallon it is. And I know a lot of guys run a chiller box, but I just freeze these gallon jugs of water. When I catch my first keeper, I put him in the live well, and then I put that gallon of water in there with him with some G-Juice or some Rejuvenate. Go ahead and cool that water down, and I'll pull it out once it's done all the way. And then later on in the day, as I get more fish in the box, I'll add another. I won't add the water. I'll just put the gallon of water into the water in the live well just to keep it cool. Fish cure is a big deal. I mean, we've got to take care of these fish for our future generations to come and catch. I know my boys want to be fishing. They are great fishermen. I mean, my 7-year-old, awesome, and I want them to be able to experience what I get to experience on the water when I go. Guys, I want you to go check out. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go from this video, go to fishnorthgeorgia.com and look and check out the local tackle box. Baits like these jigs, spinner baits, these Georgia blades. I tell you what, I did see come in a box here lately, and I'm gonna grab it real fast. Oh, no, I'm not, because it's not up there. I did see a Georgia blade, big, beautiful flutter spoon in one of these boxes. I did see some salty baits in there. There's some videos out there that you can go look at. There's some Lanier Baits products in there. There's Castleberry products in there. There's all kinds of great stuff packed in this box. It's picked by some really great, farther experienced guys than I am. These baits are hand-picked by them and put in this box every month, and they ship straight to your door. You don't have to go out to a department store or a bait shop to pick up baits anymore. There's companies like this, like Local Tackle Box, that'll send them to you. Go check them out. Guys, you seen all the baits I fish. Just your local guy. I love to fish. I love to share my experiences with you. There's big things coming, working on the studio room per se, to when I get it up and going. Hopefully by the next video I have somewhere cool where we can hang out and I can digest and break down some stuff with you with better lighting. And until next time, guys, tight lines, stay safe. See you on the next one.
Thanks for watching the guide here at Fish North Georgia. Our mission is to build a community of anglers to give you the best and latest information to make your day on the water more successful. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, click the bell so you'll be notified of any future content. Make sure you check us out at fishnorthgeorgia.com, where we carry a large variety of bait manufacturers from here in the North Georgia area. So we appreciate you being part of our community, and we'll see you soon.